What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, but today we are here with a Battle Birds podcast pregame show. The Eagles sit at 4-0, trying to get to 5-0 on the road in LA versus the Rams. How you guys feel? Well, go ahead and say y'all piece first.
Go ahead, Gates.
You sure? What's up, everybody? Gates Sports Talk, man. Hey, 5-0, Mike. 5-0. That's all I really want to hear at the end of the day is 5-0.
Fresh?
You're that man. You know who it is. You know what it is. Your boy Philly Fresh, aka the General here reporting for duty, and the duty is today to go 5-0. Let's talk about it, y'all. Yo, that.
Facts. I think that's the most important thing. You can look at the game inside the game, of course, but 5-0 is what every Eagle fan has on their mind. Sean Paul H with the $10 super chat early. He said, let's get this show started. Eagles win by 15 today. Dallas Goedert gets his first touchdown. Listen, small sample size, but the DBs for the Rams have been stingy as it pertains to passer rating when targeting wide receivers. This could be a game you see Dallas Goedert get utilized a lot, not only because he has a great matchup, but also because, you know, the narrative is like we forgot about him, right? And the Eagles do a good job of, oh, you think we forgot about Smitty? Here's 150 yards for him. Oh, y'all think A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are arguing? Here's back-to-back 100-yard gains for him. So we could see that, although the last time we saw A.J. Brown match up with Witherspoon was last year. He was the former Steelers cornerback, and AJ cooked him for 2 touchdowns. So even though the DBs for the Rams have been good thus far, nobody shuts down this duo. What's your take on Dallas Goedert having a big game this week? What's y'all take on it?
I'll go. It's funny that you said that, Mike, because that's actually, you know, the free giveaway. That's the guy that I targeted for everybody to see how many passing yards he's going to do. I do think it's time for a breakout for this guy, Dallas Goedert. And one of the more, I want to say, kind of concerning things is our red zone efficiency. And I do think if you use Dallas Goedert in the red zone, the efficiency will go up. But it's crazy that we're like 26 in red zone offense, but they're 27th in red zone defense. So I mean, we gonna see who prevails over in the red zone. But I do think that you definitely got to get Dallas Goedert into this. But like you said, it was a Devontae Smith. He comes out rolling in the first 2 games. AJ Brown, he goes for the next 2 games. You gotta get Dallas Goedert in this. You know what I mean? I do think, even though I do like OZ a little better than Quez Watkins, I do think the fact that Quez Watkins can spread the field with that speed of his is going to help Dallas Goedert even more. In this game, I don't know too many other than Aaron Donald. I don't know too many people that they got there on the defense. I really don't. But they have been doing a serviceable job. I think they were 2-1. They've been 2-2. I mean, they've been doing a serviceable job, and a lot of people definitely counted them out. It looked like they might make the playoffs, but I don't think you're going to get a win today. We're going to talk about that later. Go ahead, Gates.
I see it both ways here, Mike, when it comes to the productivity of Dallas Goedert. On one hand, you could say that if you're focusing all your coverage to the outside and you're trying to protect those outside edges, it's going to open up underneath. And Dallas Goedert is not the ideal matchup for you with a linebacker and that dude running free in your secondary. That's not what you want. On the other hand, man, I said so much about Sua Peta in the offseason. I've said it for a couple of years now. I told you guys when we first got this young man as an undrafted rookie free agent, I was intrigued by him because the dude was incredibly strong. He's an incredible athlete. I don't know there's a stronger dude going to be on that field, man. The dude's he's strong as crap. With that said, he is, absolutely raw. And you got Aaron Donald, who's on the opposing team. And it's like, okay, this is going to be interesting to see the growth and maturity over the years of this player because the last time we really saw him in extended action was in the Tampa Bay playoff game. That was really the last time we saw him play like, a pretty significant amount of reps in a meaningful game for the Eagles. So, I mean, do you have to, our backs have been a little questionable in pass pro. I thought Swift was a little better last week than what we've seen previously. I think getting Boston Scott back is going to help, because I think Boston Scott is very underrated about his game. He's a really, really good pass pro. And I think if you're struggling there, maybe you do run your 2-minute, your red zone stuff. You use Boston Scott a little bit more to ensure that protection, especially against blitz looks and stuff like that. But if you have to start using Goedert, if you have to start using Jack Stoll, if you start using the tight ends to supplement and protection, then it's going to make it really tough for Goedert to be productive in the pass game. So, I mean, it's kind of both ways there. You know what I mean, Mike? Like it could be either or. It's going to depend upon dudes around them holding up their end of the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's funny. That the Rams are going to line Aaron Donald, who does play all across the line, right? He plays at left, right, middle, but they definitely going to have to pinpoint that as the weak link. Sua Pet, as you said, is a really strong guy. You can maybe match strength to strength, but technique-wise, Aaron Donald's going to give it to him. And so you're definitely going to want to roll Jason Kelce over there, maybe Lane. You want another body like Goedert, who's an underrated blocker.
No matter how strong you are, if you lose leverage, it's over.
It's over. Now, here's the thing we got going for ourselves, right? Like Aaron Donald in the last 4 times he played us hasn't got a sack. So he's been active with some tackles, but it hasn't got a sack. The Eagles and Stoutland definitely got to keep number 99 on their mind. You cannot let Sua Opeta get one-on-one with this guy. You got to be a double team. So that's going to leave, your backs, Goedert, Jordan Mailata, other guys one-on-one. They're going to have to win their matchups for sure. Real quick, though, we got a super chat from Jung Money, $2 banger. Who gets more sacks today? As we're speaking about Aaron Donald, the OG or the new G on the block at the D tackle position. We got Aaron Donald, Jaylen Carter. What's your take on that? Who finishes the game with more sacks?
I'll go first this time. All right. I'm going to just say the young guy. I think the young guys, because he's going to get extended playing time with Fletcher Cox out. I think this is going to be one of those games to where it's going to be a fight. I don't think that the Rams' talent level is anywhere near ours, but they play as a complete team. Mm-hmm. They play tough. This is like, once again, this is another team where you can look at it and say, this is their Super Bowl right now, right here playing us. This is going to be one of those big pivotal games they had circled. So, they're coming at us. I think that this could be one of those fights where you need a dude like Jaylen Carter who just absolutely starts taking over the game on somebody.
Yeah, I definitely I need to see him play north of, 70% of the snaps, 65, 70% of the snaps. And I think, when I spoke with LB, he was my defensive player of the game. And if y'all don't take him, I'm definitely taking him as my defensive player. I want to see
Tui's out outside. Too, right?
Huh?
Isn't Tui Pelotu out too?
Yeah.
Whew. That young man's gonna get a lot of snaps.
Yeah, a lot of snaps. What you got? What you got? Aaron Donald or Jaylen Carter for today, Fresh?
I mean, my answer to that is simply who has the weaker offensive line. I mean, the Rams' offensive line is makeshift. That's being nice, saying they don't even know if their left guard is going to play, and if he doesn't play, I think they got the only guy that they got is a 5th round rookie. So I don't know if he's ready for what's going to be coming ahead to him. But it's crazy, Mike, that you brought up Aaron Donald and him having no sacks against us. That's really my fresh fact for the day, is when you look at Aaron Donald, his record against us is, and it's not just him, but you get what I'm saying. He's 1-3, no sacks, like you said, only 5 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for loss, and 5 tackles. Mm-hmm. That's in 4 games. Just Stoutland University is a mastermind at caning in when you just got one guy that's dominant. You got one guy that's dominant, he is going to take you out of the game. That's what he does. He doesn't just do it to Aaron Donald. He does it to damn near everybody. So I do think Jason Kelce is going to have his work cut out for him. He's going to have to do what he does best, which is switching the line protection, chipping, helping Sua Opeta And I do got a question for y'all as I finish this about this situation. He's got his work cut out for him, but I think obviously little big dog, he'll get the job done. My question for y'all is Osua Peta. We all know that we got the guy Street, and I really thought that he would be not Street. I'm sorry,
Steen.
the other right guard, Steen.
Tyler
Exactly.
Steen.
Sorry. They supposed to be bringing Street up too for at defensive tackle too. Just to let you. That's what I've heard. But when you look at Tyler Steen, he was a guy that he was immaculate in the preseason. They said they had a great camp. I don't know why Peta got the nod over him. Maybe because he's strictly a guard, and Street is like, I mean, I keep saying Street. Sorry, Steen is kind of like a guy that can play both. You know what I mean? He can play the tackle and the guard position. So maybe you want a guy that he's strictly a guard. But I do think that at this point of their career, I think that Steen is a better player.
Go ahead, Gate.
Sorry, I had it muted. But I think it's more so the fact that right now Steen's raw. Like he's still raw. He still wasn't going against those first team defenses yet. I think they just feel more comfortable with where Suapeta is in development compared to Steen. In terms of where they'll be, 6 months from now, Steen's talent level should definitely take over. Steen's also strong, big. He's got the natural size to play guard. He's got all those things in his favor too. I think they definitely look at him as being the future at right guard. They see Juergens as the future at center. I still think that's true. I know there's been some discussion about if they'll keep Juergens at center or at right guard and then revisit center again. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be Steen will be your eventual right guard. Juergens will be your center. Then you got Dickerson at left guard. And then I think they look at Sue as a guy that they don't have to pay that much money to. They feel somewhat secure. They can come in and play those interior guard spots if they need them to. But I think they said it all when Jack Driscoll wasn't the first off the bench, period. You know what I mean? Like Jack Driscoll has normally been the first guy no matter what position goes down. That's the first guy off the bench normally.
Right.
Outside of center. I mean, obviously, like last year, if something would have happened, then, obviously we know that who would have come in there. But yeah, I think it's they like him a lot. I mean, I'm cautious here, Fresh, to be honest, because I spoke very highly of Apeta. I like the underlying, athleticism, but that just makes you a good athlete. Doesn't make you a good football player. So I'm trying to be cautious here because I don't want this dude getting cooked and people be like, "Oh, Gate, what is up with your boy?"
Yeah, and especially the matchup he has. I think you're going to see Aaron Donald line up over him a lot this game. Speaking of Aaron Donald, D Dragon with the $2 super chat. What's a ram to the rhino? That's where you gotta just put listen, AD's been good for a while, but Jaylen Carter's here to take over. What's a ram to a rhino? We appreciate the super chat. Looking at this passing attack that Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, their new weapons, it's gonna be interesting to see how they use the two slot receivers, right? Puka, Nakua, and now they're getting back their guy Cooper Kupp. Kupp can, he does play in the slot, but I think Kupp can do whatever he wants with Sean McVay. There's gonna be a lot of motion, so who knows where they line up, where they end. Are you concerned? Again, 9 passing touchdowns on the season for the Eagles, against the Eagles, I should say. The secondary has been shooken up almost every game. I don't think we've had a health, like whether it's Evans, Brown, Bradbury, Reed Blankenship, they all went down. They all have came back or will come back. The only one that will not come back is Avonte Maddox. However, through 4 weeks, there hasn't been the same 4. You haven't seen the same lineup. Outside, nickel, safety. It has been different every single time. We're going against a team that's thrown for 300 3 of the 4 weeks. They're going to want to come out throwing the ball against us. We just saw what Sam Howell did. How does this secondary look on the road in this game to you guys?
To me, bringing in Roby is I love it. I love it. I don't think he needs that much time. It looked like they're just gonna throw him right to the Lions then. He's just gonna get right in there. I'm concerned because obviously we don't know what kind of shape he's in. You know what I mean? If he's going to be able to play 50 snaps or whatever the case may be, if it's going to be a shootout. I'm not sure about that, but I am very, very happy that James Bradbury goes to his original position. You know, pause. That sounds crazy, but you get what I'm saying. He gets to go.
He goes outside.
Be on the outside. Yeah, he gets to be on the outside. But I don't. It looked like Sidney Brown's not going to go again.
He's a DMV.
Yeah. I really, really like this guy, and I was on y'all. Actually, I had got the notification when you and LB was live, and
they told us at the end. I had a quick change.
Yeah,
as soon as it was over, I changed the title.
I couldn't comment because I was driving, but I'm like, damn, like no, Sidney Brown ain't playing, and you know, to me that's a hurt piece. But I do think obviously he got his whole career ahead of him, and I think we got one there. But Evans is back, so that's a night. That's a plus. That's a plus. And I don't have to see Josh Jobe out there anymore. I keep telling y'all guys, he's too small to ball. It has nothing to do with the guy. It don't have nothing to do with his tenacity. It don't got nothing to do with his effort. But it don't matter when you don't have the height. It's like little brother, big brother. Yeah, you can have all the skills you want. I'm just bigger and stronger than you. And you've seen that a lot in the Washington game. You've seen that a lot in the Washington game. And they actually started really, really, which is smart. They started targeting him. So I think that's one of the reasons why Sam Howell was able to put up as many yards and put up as many points as he was, because they was targeting Josh Jobe. But that's a good game plan. I ain't got nothing wrong with that. But hopefully he doesn't play in this game unless it's like
another injury,
a B set or something like that. Other than that, I don't need to see him. I'm sorry, I don't. And I know people they comment, leave him alone and all. No, man, I don't know what they're thinking about putting him out there on the outside. He is 5'9". 5'9". Most wide receivers are 6'1" to 6'3". So you already lost before you even put your pads on, brother. That's just how I feel, man.
How you feel about this mix and match? Roby playing, Sandesai has had to work with a couple different looks, and now we're going against a pretty formidable passing team at home. Do we bounce back? Is it a great performance by Sandesai? What you got for us, Gate?
I said my piece on this week, bro. I went through, I reviewed the film, I watched Slay. I said what I said, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was an opposing coordinator and the Philadelphia Eagles show me that they can communicate and pass off stack sets, I'm coming right at you with it all game long until you show me you communicate and shut it down. Because, boy, what was on film was bad.
But Gates, how about Sean Desai adjusts and stop going so much zone? We are at the bottom of the list in zone coverage. Go ahead.
No, we're not. That's not true, Reese. We're actually in the middle. That's not true at all. but what I will say is, I don't think he felt comfortable with the personnel. Clearly, I don't think he felt comfortable at all with the personnel that was out there. I think that's why you're zone heavy like that when that kind of stuff happens. I completely disagree with Slay on the minute 43 and what he said, because I'm calling BS. I'm calling straight bullcrap on that. Because I'm sorry, with a minute and 43 on the clock, you are not a minute under. You cannot sit back passively in zone like that in a one-score game. That's how you almost lose football games. And let's be real. If Washington went for that 2-point conversion, there's a good shot they walked out of there with that W. Let's be real about that. Like,
but if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah, I hear you. But that's because we can say thank you to Riverboat Ron for that.
Thank you. Did you hear what he said though? He was like, "My guys were gassed."
Yeah, my guy. Yeah, why would you say that?
Throw them under the bus?
Yeah.
Like, I understand him not going for it, because if they lose, right? But you don't say your guys were the hot. You were hot. We were not. You don't say your guys were gassed to do one more play. That's a ridiculous statement. But go ahead, Gate.
Yo, but you know what's crazy?
Like, so Drew's
you know
asking a question that
he was absolutely.
Sorry, Drew's asking a question that pertains to it. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead.
No, my bad. I was just gonna say, you know what's crazy? He was right though, because they come out Thursday and put up egg solid. Like it looked crazy out there for them. And you said this, you did say this earlier, Mike. It is seeming like everybody's playing us at a higher clip. This is everybody's Super Bowl. Everybody wants to beat the Philadelphia Eagles because you see how they look on Sunday, but then they turn around and y'all lose to the second worst team in the league. The Bears are the second worst team in the league. Probably not now. They're probably, well, obviously not now. But other than Arizona and Houston, like I don't know who else you can say is worse than them. And you come out and do that, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I was going to answer. Someone was asking a question, and I can't remember who it was, but they were asking about, when you're Drew said, is it hard to play man against stacked bunches? It is. It is. That's why they're doing that to us. There's a reason why we're falling into these zones. And until we can prove that we can play against those stack, I got a feeling they're going to keep doing that to you.
And the Rams do that a lot, regardless. That's their package.
Yeah, because the problem is with playing man against stacked bunches is that you're going to get a crap load of free releases done on you. You're going to have a lot of traffic you got to work through. Normally, you banjo off of stack sets in a zone system like that. The issue being is I turned on the film and there's like that third and 17 play. We literally, Slay was 13 yards off. He was 13 yards. I literally drew a line and started counting on them. I'm like, stop playing. This is not cool.
That was disgusting.
Slay was like 13 off. Job was like 10 off. The safeties were 17, 18 yards off. I couldn't tell because you got to, sometimes it depends upon the receiver you're covering and you got to factor in that part of it. But they're 17, 18 yards off. I'm like, come on, man. Like you could see in the play, and I don't remember exactly where Bradbury was, but he was like 10 yards off too. In that play, Bradbury is literally one step late from being able to break that ball up, and that being a 4th and 17 situation. That's the thing that gets me is like, even inside of zone systems, okay? Yes, you play cushion, okay? You definitely want teams to dump the ball off. You want to rally the tackle. You want to try to make a mistake. I get that. But do you got to play on average 7.5, 8 yards off? You can't play on average 6 to 5.5 yards off?
Yeah, the depth should be, I agree.
Like the depth's got to make sense, man. Like we have to adjust when we see teams are getting like chunk play after chunk play after chunk play. You may not qualify it as a big play because it's not above 25 yards. But come on, bro. How many 15-yard plays do you give up before you're eventually in a goal line situation?
And look, and to piggyback off what you're saying there, at the end of the day, it's like with that amount of time, the fact that you really can't even huddle up and call a play, like you put yourself in a 3rd and 17, you should be feeling real good. There should be no way that he completes a 15-yard pass to make it 4th and 2. And again, go up there and get it. And then again, what do? Bad communication, dude wide open in the flats. Wide open. Now, I understand you don't want to get beat with the go ball, right? I understand that. But 4th and 2, the game's over if you stop them. Like
someone commented, Mike, someone commented on my video and they were like, Gate City, what is your thoughts about what Slay said about the go ball? Why the hell did we pay him and Bradbury so much money? And I was like, whoops. Now I'm not getting involved. I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that. But I will say, like, come on, man. We keep safety to help over the top. What are we doing?
Correct. Like, listen, if you want, look, in that situation, if you want to prevent the go ball, drop your safeties back as far as possible, but you can still get some bump and run, at least for the guys in the flats, because, I mean, Sam Howell was playing pitch and catch on that last drive. It was like me and my son out in the backyard, just playing. And
I will give Howell a little credit. Like, Howell did some things where he avoided pressure and then beat the pocket basically a little bit and then extended plays and got it. But even in that, you could see that there was clear communication issues in the secondary. And I like Slay, man. Slay's one of my favorite players. Bro, 2 of those passes were Slay like 5 yards away from the receiver to where clearly there was a breakdown. And he admitted it. He said that he made a mistake and did not understand that on that 3rd down play, he thought they converted that. So he didn't realize it was 4th down.
Correct.
So that's why he was so soft on that
down
play.
and distance.
And I was like, come on, man. Like, Slay, you are a leader, bro. This can't happen.
Yeah, he literally said he didn't know the down the distance. You You can't be a veteran on a team and not just a veteran, a leader, and not know that. Like,
that's rough.
I'm not gonna call him lying. I'm not gonna say lying, but that's kind of really hard to believe. Like, cause I played defense, and that's the first thing that people that you put up 3 fingers. I mean, like it's like everybody communicates or should be communicating, especially when it's a situation like that. Like, come on, you can't J.R. Smith us, man. You can't do that. Not know what time it is. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that, man. I don't know if he's lying, man, but it seemed hard to believe that nobody on the defense said anything to him, or he was so locked in that he wasn't listening to anybody. I don't know.
How about the fact that on first down we got a sack? Okay. Second down, we created a pressure to where he had to throw the ball away. We put them in 3rd and 7, and we decided to put our secondary in freaking South Jersey and Camden.
That's where, and look, and I know you watched the film.
4 down. It was going to be 4 down territory. What the hell are they thinking?
Exactly. and the same thing for the 3rd and 17. The same thing for the 3rd and 17. You're playing the sticks on 3rd and 17. They're gonna go for it. So if you give them that 15 yards, that 13 yards, that makes a 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's what they want. That's what they're praying for.
Yeah.
And look,
somebody said you pulled that bottle out of thin air.
I know. That's because of the green screen. But anyways, and look, I know you watched the film. Like, prior to that last drive, I feel like every 3rd down is where we gave the most cushion. Every 3rd down is where we played the most, relaxed zone. Like, because we were blitzing. We were doing some nice blitzes. I think we were pretty aggressive on 1st and 2nd. But that 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, they were just converting. And it's okay if you get beat off of good defense, better catch, like that Job one that early in the game where McLaurin just beat him to it. But like the wide open passes on 3rd down were just destroying my soul.
What was killing me, Mike, is I was watching what they were doing schematically, and they would start off in like the quarters or cover 2, too high base. Okay, probably quarters. Most teams start quarters in their base, right? And then right before post-snap, they would rotate down into a cover 3, all right? And there was one play where Washington clearly saw it on, like, the opening drive. They saw us do that, and then they went 3-by-1. They isolated McLaurin on the bottom of the screen on Slay, right? And then when we rotated down into that, they went empty set. Then they brought their back into the backfield again, right? So they're checking to see what we're going to do defensively. We try to play mind games with them, right? We moved Edwards down, then we moved him back up, then we moved him back down again. But it was very obvious we were going to play cover 3 on that situation, right? So all Howell did was wait for Edmonds to clear the route to get down to take away the check down. And then you got 10 yards of vacated space in the middle because we're taking the linebacker, Zach Cunningham, and he's blitzing. So there's nothing there between Slay and where Edmonds drops down. That whole area is open because Slay has outside leverage because it's cover 3. And I was like, this is a lot of vacated area, man. Like, I don't care what rookie quarterback you're facing, man. Like, that's pretty easy to beat. Like, it ain't hard to beat, man. Like, what's happening here? And it's hard to criticize it, Mike, because they got so many sacks from that look last week. But it's like, we also got carved up, too, across the middle of the field. Yeah,
and another quarterback is probably going to carve you up even more. You know what I mean? Like Matthew Stafford, who's seen a lot, and he sees that vacated spot. He's going to go there multiple times. He's going to check routes to that vacated area if it continues. Jose Cruz with the $2 super chat. He said he's live from LA. Go Birds! Hey, if you're at the game, enjoy it. Be safe. And we need you to cheer as loud as possible because we need to take over that stadium. We definitely can take over that stadium.
I'm going to say, Mike, is welcome Bradley Roby. We need him. We need that man big time.
You think he's going to play a lot?
I hope so.
When
I hope so, Mike, because Sidney Brown's not in. I think you were the one informing me Sidney Brown ain't playing.
Yeah, he's not playing.
I got all hype, man. I said, Sidney Brown's coming back. We got Evans coming back. Like, we're about to get ready.
I was making videos saying Brown's back. This is the healthiest our secondary was.
And it might go rip the heart right out my chest and be like, nah, Brown not back. Like, what?
My man's at practice, getting some good practices in. I'm like, he's definitely going to play. Yeah. And then, like, during the live stream, me and LB was doing yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, was it Friday? I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, Friday, they're like, he's already ruled out. I was like, wow.
That's crazy, man. Like, I was like, yo, you know, Bradley Roby and Sidney Brown rotating those two inside at nickel. Like, I was like, yo, that's going to be like a good look, man. Like, that's a good look. At least Bradley Roby now gives you that look you had in the Tampa Bay game, to where you can move Bradbury inside based upon the matchup. And then you have Job to play outside, and you can limit some of Job's snaps, right? And you have another valuable option that you can use in the slot on those other downs in Bradley Roby. So at least you can kind of get that look back. But
true,
Mike, at some point, I don't think now's the time to have that conversation, sir. But I think at some point when we hit the offseason, we got to discuss Avonte Maddox and these injuries.
Bro, he can't stay. This is his last year of his contract, right?
Might be because he was drafted same year as Goedert, but I don't remember when he did his extension. I don't know if it was before Goedert or after.
I think it was before, but I think it was a 3-year deal. I gotta look. Real quick, let's get to these supers real quick. Jay, that Philly guy with the $2 donation. Eagles run the ball 50 times. Bully ball. Let's go Birds. A 50-piece rushing game. If we can get up, I mean, if the LA Rams come out with some firepower on offense and they go boom, 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 score, I don't know if we can do that. But again, we can never forget the run. You know, we do that so well. Swift is running hard. Like, show that shirt, Fresh. Swift is running hard body. I mean, look, I watched him in Detroit, right? I liked him in Detroit. But this is you could tell he's running for Philly because he love it.
He's probably our best pickup.
Oh yeah, the offensive line is good. Don't get me wrong, but like, he's breaking tackles too. Like, I think he already has like half of what.
It's between him and Jaylen Carter.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't really. Yeah, I can see you think Jaylen Carter was drafted, but yeah, I was referring to like the off-season signing.
Yo, but Jaylen Carter, I ain't gonna lie, Jaylen Carter, man. I said this last week in our pregame, man, and I still feel this way. He was the best player in the draft, man, and it's not even close.
Oh, like, hands down.
And I think we're really fully going to see it. We fully going to see it today with him getting the amount of snap, because when you look at it, he has it's only one person that got more pressure than him in the D tackle position. That is Aaron Donald. Somebody tagged me in something on Twitter, and it was somebody that they posted Hargrave and a comparison of Hargrave and Jaylen Carter. And I want to say it was Jaylen Carter had more pressures. They had the same amount they basically had the same amount of everything. But Hargrave
when you're playing 80% of the snaps and shit, right?
Yeah, he's playing way more snaps. So I mean, like, now endurance, I don't have a question about it, but it can be a question. Is an endurance going to be a problem for
him? Yeah. Well, more snaps make him not as productive as when he's on. That's something we're gonna have to see. But you heard him. He said, "What you mean, rookie raw? What that is?"
Yeah, I heard it.
He said, "What that is?"
He said, I ain't never heard that.
Then the dude all tried to explain it to him. He was like, I mean, I guess I can see that, but nah, we ain't having that over here. He's like,
nah, we ain't doing that. No, he
I mean, every time he played in college, he went all the way to the championships. You know what I mean? He at least had some longer seasons. Shout out to Daniel G with the $2 super chat. He said Chicago just killed the Commanders. We needed OT. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say it as this.
I just said that.
Yeah. I think he's saying it as like, how are we so confident against the Rams when we just need an OT versus the Commanders? I will put this all in there. As Gates said, everybody's looking at us as their Super Bowl. And division games are always a little different. Like, I'm not going to lie. We were beat up in the secondary, and it showed. Terrell Edmonds playing way too many snaps. Sam Howell had his way with us. But I don't think you could take, let's look at the Cowboys, for instance, right? They lost to the Cardinals, and then they gave Belichick the biggest whooping of his career. Like, yeah, I know it's Mac Jones and whatnot, but the way Dallas handled the New England Patriots was, impressive, but they couldn't beat the Cardinals. It's a week-by-week thing. Momentum is big. All we know is we came away with the dub. Another super chat from Selena G, a $5 banger. She says, Swift is balanced. When he gets tripped up, he can still take off. Yes. I mean, yards after contact, Swift is killing it. Break tackles. I mean, there is some, like the Washington touchdown, he walked in untouched. That's big O-line doing the dang thing. But as Selena says, Swift is running really hard. And look, he needs as many touches as possible. But I gotta ask y'all, what is going on with Rashaad Penny? Like, and now he's not playing today with an illness, right? But like, I think he has 2 carries in 4 weeks. I think he was only dressed. What did he? I think he dressed for only 1 game or 2 games. He has 2 carries. I understand you want to save him or whatever, but like, Gate Fresh, what is your? I mean, Swift is good. I don't want as much as Swift can handle. I want him running the rock. I don't want him to get hurt either. But what is going on with Penny? Like, is he just not a football player anymore? Like, what is the deal?
I want to say this, and I said this when they first put out the 53-man roster. I never thought that the Philadelphia Eagles would have 4 running backs on a 53. I do think a lot of it is trying to figure out what's going on with the secondary, with everybody getting hurt. You're bringing people up. You're placing people on IR. You're doing all this, and it just seemed like Rashaad Penny doesn't fit right now. Now they're not giving him a chance to fit, but at the same time, I do think, I'm not gonna say he's not healthy, but maybe it gotta be something, man. Like I'm making these excuses right now and everything I just said. But bottom line, it just gotta be something going on with him, man. Like like the same thing. What running back was that? 2019 that left him, and we just really, was it Josh Adams or something? Remember the running back that we had? I can't remember. He had like a hamstring or he had something, and he was out for like 6 weeks, and we was like, "Where's this dude at?" I can't remember who it is. It'll come to me. But anyway, I do think that he probably just doesn't fit into whatever they're trying to do right now, the Philadelphia Eagles. But I don't know. It's weird.
Gate, you got anything that you could be thinking of? Like, this dude just, I mean, it's such a weird situation.
I mean, I think for him, unfortunately, I think once he lost that starting gig,
Josh Howard, thank you. My bad.
No, you're good, man. I think once he lost the starting gig, Mike, I think you have to get into what the role is now. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that they like him in the roles that are there, other than like that Trey Sermon. In case there's an injury, maybe this person factors into actually to being the primary back. I don't know. I don't know how they see that in terms of that, but I mean, he was pretty terrible in pass protection when he got in the game. It was really bad. I don't know. I mean, there's also the side effect of the injuries, and we don't know if he was 1,000% back yet. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's part of it. Is that
they don't want to wait for him to get to 100%. They want to wait for him to get to
1,000. Yeah, we need 10x. 10x it, Mike. This man needs 10x.
They need 10 weeks of straight beautiful X-rays before they can.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know what else the reason would be, Mike. I mean, it's not like he couldn't have been injured from the reps that he got in preseason. I mean, I didn't see anything. Nothing really popped up. I mean, I didn't think that he looked particularly great in the preseason, but I didn't think he looked bad. I mean, he looked like, okay, like dude's going to make the roster. That's how I walked away with it. Like, oh, he's going to make the roster. Like, you know. I think you can make some arguments that I like Kenneth Gainwell. I think Kenneth Gainwell is a good kind of change of pace type back, but I'm not too sure that Gainwell gives you more than Penny unless they just feel more comfortable with Gainwell in terms of the pass pro and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know that he gives you any more. And I'll be honest with you, Mike, I think Boston Scott is the best of them all in terms of like not
pass pro,
but as that kind of backup role.
He muted us on the dogs. Yeah, well,
muted. We already heard it, Gates.
Sorry, who
somebody
let the dogs
door,
out?
Man.
You know what I mean? Really, dogs
it'd be like 10 more minutes. So listen, look. This was she's so suspicious, bro. She think everybody, man. Like,
there you go. But at the end of the day, I'm totally lost. Eventually, more stuff will surface. as it pertains to Rashaad Penny. Later in the year, we'll figure that all out. I'm looking at Kenny G and like, I like his role. I don't like how they were like early in the season when they were doing a whole quarter for Kenny G, a whole quarter for Swift. I don't like that. I think you got to do drives and or just who's hot, feeling it out. But let me ask you guys, how did y'all feel against the Commanders? We're going to talk a little bit more about what we think about this Rams game coming up last 20 minutes. But that 3rd and 11 run with Kenny G inside the red zone, like we talked about the red zone letdowns, right? It's 3rd and 11, and you really just conceding by running it on the 3rd and 11. Like, I think as Brian Johnson has gotten better as a play caller through the 20s, still situationally in the red zone, 3rd and 11 runs. I don't know, man. We got to get better because there's a lot of meat left on the bone there. That 3rd and 11 run it's been haunting me all week.
Yeah, I didn't like the backstepping on that play too. So they were trying to like pass around responsibility there, and Nick was like, well, he's about how he all the play calls, he doesn't call them, but he approves everything, and if he wants to call something different, then he calls it. Same thing he said about Steichen too, by the way. But I think the bottom line is, Mike, on 3rd down inside the red zone, I think we're 1 of 11. That's got to change, man. That's got to change. You can't be 1 of 11 in the red zone on 3rd down. That's not going to work. And I think the way you do that is just simplify your offense. Like,
exactly.
Get back to what you do well. Stay ahead of the sticks. And then when you get a couple of games of success, you see it's coming back together, then you can start working off some wrinkles from that stuff. But yeah, I think that they were just trying to do too much too fast. Although 3rd and 11, that defeats our point of what we were saying. That's not too much too fast. It's the exact opposite. But yeah.
Go ahead, Fred.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and I think that we all of us, we are guilty of this. I think we nitpick at everything. I mean, when we really break it down, yes, the 3rd and 11 call, I didn't understand it. I was more upset that you have your best back in that situation, so that you get more options when you got your best back. Love Kenneth Gainwell. Love what he brings to the table. I thought that he was immaculate in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. But nobody's scared of Kenneth Gainwell. Nobody. Like, we're going to keep it tall like City Hall. Nobody is scared of him. But people scared of Swift. People has been seeing what this guy has been. He's been kind of at the running back position taking the league by storm. I mean, you got guys that's having good games, but he's actually having like, I'm talking about like one good game. Like, you have Mostert with 4 touchdowns, and you got these kind of guys that's having one good game. Like, Swift is, if he would have played week 1, he would he played, but he didn't play. If he would have played,
they did him dirty. They did him dirty with 1 carry.
He would be yeah, that was crazy. I was and I had him starting on my
you were wearing your shirt like what?
But anyway,
I only got to see him 1 carry. What is it? This ain't no welcome home. This ain't no welcome home.
And the crazy part is he had 1 carry. Listen, he had 1 carry, and then he had 1 target, and he dropped it. He dropped the screen.
And remember what I was saying about Madden? Remember what I was saying about Madden too? Like, because the first BVP, Gate didn't come to the end, and I was telling you, when I play on Madden with Swift, he be dropping everything, and then he got 1 carry and 1 pass, and he dropped it. I was thinking of you as soon as he dropped. I said, "Damn,
I need you to stop jinxing stuff, Mike, because you jinxed the Super Bowl. I forgot what it is that you did, or that you did every single game that we won. You jinxed the Super Bowl, man. I forgot to tell you about that. You did.
How did I jinx the Super Bowl?
Like, because when we was doing the pregame, you was like, well, you did something every week, and you was like, no, I ain't do it this week. I'm like, oh, come on, Mike. Y'all remember that? I forgot what it was.
It wasn't a Super Bowl though.
It was a Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl. I think you was wearing. It was the white tee. You was wearing a white tee every day of every pregame. But I think you.
I had the Eagles. I had the Eagles shirt on.
Man, you jankstas.
But I took the Eagles jersey off for the game. I was wearing the white tee for the game.
But you wore it for the pregame, man. We was already doomed.
about to make people come find me.
It's like, nah, I'm messing with you. But back to what I was saying. I do think that we nitpick on things, but I get it. That's our job. That's what we're supposed to do. But
that's why we got the microphones.
Exactly. I was more disappointed that you didn't have your guy in there. And I don't know what y'all heard, but I listened to him on WIP. He did take Nick Sirianni did take accountability. He said what you said, Gates. I didn't hear that one, but he also said I changed the play. He said he actually like you said, he has the opportunity to be able to change the play. He actually said on WIP that he changed the play. Like I did that. Like, so that's on me. But then he kind of backtracked and said, well, it worked when we did it against it was like a 3rd and 7 when we did it against Tampa Bay.
You know what's crazy? I've been searching every red zone play. I have not found that play he's referenced, by the way.
No, it wasn't in the red zone. It wasn't in the
red zone. It didn't work in the red zone because I looked at every play in the red zone. I didn't find that play. As soon as I heard that, I was like,
that wasn't in the red zone. It was a 3rd and 7. I remember. I do know what play you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you the play. I know what play you're talking about, but it ain't in the red zone. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
But look, we actually coming up on that around that hour mark.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were the 2:15 to the 2:25. We talked. We're all a little bit concerned on how this secondary handles Matthew Stafford in the passing game, especially with them getting Cooper Kupp back. I think we believe wholeheartedly what the pass rush can do with that O-line for the Rams being not so good. They're allowing 43.4% quarterback pressure on the early season. And so we're going to need to see not just the interior who gets, beefed up a little bit while talking about because of how good and dominant they've been, but we need to see Hassan. We need to see Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham as well. Let's start with Fresh if you want to go first. Offensive, defensive player of the game, and that Gates' favorite part, score prediction.
Score prediction.
Well, listen, I'm going to go defense first because of the fact that you basically claimed Jaylen Carter. You basically claimed him. I'm gonna let you have that, Mike. No, you did, and I think Gates, you should be respective of it too. So, listen, I'm actually going to go with the newest addition to the Philadelphia Eagles defense. I think Roby gets a pick on his first game as a Philadelphia Eagle. On his first game as a Philadelphia Eagle, I think Roby gets a pick. That's going to be my guy for defense. Offense, I got to go with the man. It seems like the man, the Mr. Invisible right now. I think Dallas Goedert gives us 2 touchdowns in the red zone, man. We need that. I think we need that, and he needs that because right now, like I said, we nitpicking, but the offense is not clicking on all cylinders. I get it. I understand it. But you did see a good, close to great offensive performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. But the only thing that's been the problem is the red zone. And on the offensive side, it's been the red zone and penalties too. But I got Dallas Goedert. My score prediction, man, listen, when I go blowout, it's close. When I go close, it's a blowout.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go close and hoping it's a blowout. I'm going to say the Eagles 30-21.
30-21?
Yeah.
He's taking a high score. Yeah, I can see that. I can see being up there.
All right, I like it. All right, Gate,
Mike, you want to go?
You're up next.
You want to go so you can take your guy?
All right, I'll go next. So I got Jaylen Carter for my defensive player. I think he's going to be playing opposite of Aaron Donald. He's going to want to show how dominant he is. He's going to get these snaps due to Fletcher Cox's injury. He's going all out. I got him getting like 1.5 in this game. Just really wreaking havoc. 1.5 for Jaylen Carter. Offensively, I'm going to go. You picked Dallas Goedert. I think that's a great pickup. We don't ever do Jalen Hurts for the simple fact that he's the facilitator. He's going to do what he got to do. A.J. Brown has now had back-to-back 200-yard games or back-to-back 100-yard games. Devontae's been, catching a nice little 75-yard pass here, 50-yard pass here, but he's been watching. And if it's not going to Goddard, it's going to Smitty. I got Smitty having a big game for the offense. Smitty and Carter. I got the score prediction to be 33.
Sorry.
What'd I say? 33-24. 33-24 Birds.
All right.
5-0. 5-0.
All right. Defensive. Slay. I'm going to need you to rebound, my guy. I need Slay to rebound. I need Slay to be Slay. Let's be big play Slay today. Like, for real. Like, let's not have receivers catching a ball when you're 5 yards away. Like, you basically walking over to the other sideline when they catching the ball.
Far away, Slay.
In the camera's picture, man. Like, come on, Slay. I need a rebound today, Slay. So I'm going to take Slay. Offensively,
rebound.
Listen. I'm going with the dude on Reese's shirt. I'm going to go with Swift. I think Swift's going to run so much all over that Rams defense that he's going to damn near walk his way all the way back to Philadelphia by the time the game's over. You're going to have that much yardage on him. I'm going to think he goes well over 100 yards on their asses. Like, I think this is the game they're going to go off. I think the running game's about to go off because it kind of got a little stalled out by Washington. I think that they're going to get down there and want to get a little dirty, and they want to extend plays. They're going to want to try to help the defense out. I think this is a game that Swift's going to have a huge game.
Yo, and listen, if Swift has one of them 130, 140-yard games.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead.
Now, go ahead. You got it.
No, Gates gonna try to get out of his score prediction, Mike. Don't talk.
Damn it.
Don't talk. No, Mike, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
He low key trying to transition to something crazy. But go ahead, Gate.
Damn it, Reese. I thought it was free too, bro.
Come on, man. We've been doing this for years, man. I know you.
All right, I'm gonna say 31-28 Birds. I'm going to say Jake Elliott 50-yarder to win the game.
Oh, my God. He tried to break my soul.
Come on, man. I don't need another one of them.
I'm telling you.
My heart still recovered. My heart still recovered from last week, man.
Listen, you saw my YouTube short? I was like 54. Yo, I was so sick. That game was a hurt piece, bro. I couldn't even sit still in this chair.
Listen, I was dealing my wife was sick. I was dealing with the kids, and I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of being mean. Sometimes I'm like, they ask me something like, "Yo, get out of my face right now!" Like it's getting crazy in here. Like, you don't understand what's going on. They little kids, they don't know. But man, listen, I almost had a heart attack, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know that was rough, and Gates trying to put us back-to-back weeks through that, John. I don't know.
Hey,
with that being said, you heard it.
Listen, I picked a blowout last week, and we ended up in an overtime.
Yeah, so that's y'all thing. When y'all definitely opposite. When y'all call close game, it's a blowout. When it's a blowout, it's a close game. My junks would just be like eeny meeny. Just mine just be in the middle. But I like it. We all got the Eagles winning. Got to worry about that secondary, but it would be nice if Fresh's prediction comes through. Roby only in Philly for like 4 days, and he comes away with a nice little pick, changing the momentum of the game and letting the offense go down there and get something positive in the red zone. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace.
Stay Philly, stay fresh, y'all.